ways of thinking and doing. Therefore, while we recognize that language is an essential opponent of culture, there are other ways to maintain and understand the history and values of a society. The loss of language does not necessarily mean the loss of culture, and we must explore all forms of cultural expression to gain a more comprehensive understanding of society ways of life. For all above reasons, we strongly urge an affirmative ballot.
Rebuttal speech, 4 minutes.
Honorable judges and fellow debaters, we as the council think pure language will not make the world a better place. The affirmative say that our connection between culture and language are illogical. But as we say in the constructive speech, they are true evidence prove that some cultural knowledge did embedded in the language or connected with the language. And the process said, if we learn new languages, it will make us go to communicate or works better. But if we need to communicate across cultures, there should be interpretation or translation. However, not every language element can be accurately expressed. Languages are evolving according to the local culture, and people in other places might have difficulty understanding some local customs or some words. For example, Professor Zheng Taiyuan from English Department, Suzhou University, contended that filial piety, 孝顺, in Chinese is to listen to your parents in everything. Therefore, for foreigners, it's difficult for them to understand why Chinese people regard a passive term as traditional Chinese virtue. Another example is from the term 君子. It refers to a person of high moral character. In contrast, gentleman. According to Webster's dictionary, the word can be explained as a man who conforms to a high standard of propriety or correct behavior. Translate 君子 as gentleman removes the spiritual dimension of the original text and only focuses on the person's external behavior. The approach does not take this factor of cultural mistranslation into consideration. Therefore, we strongly believe that we cannot make the world better with translations of fewer languages. If the number of languages is reduced, the disappearance of language will lead to inaccurate expression of those culturally related concepts. In addition, incomplete understanding may pose a threat to people's lives, such as the medicinal knowledge in certain indigenous languages.
We would like to emphasize the significance of preserving languages and cultures as we have proposed in our constructive speech. Researchers such as Gupta and Abi keep promoting that when there is no language being neglected or marginalized, there will be true social, linguistic, and education development. Languages should be treated equally, not only for cultures, but also for the basis right of people. In terms of remaining the status quo and respecting cultures and languages, we strongly believe in that it's not necessary to make such a change and reduce the number of languages.
Preparations.
As you mentioned in your rebuttal speech about the translation problem between languages, wouldn't translating between more different languages cause more misunderstandings?
Yes, translating from more language will definitely cause more problem. But we cannot solve this problem if there are fewer language or in one language, because some concepts are different from the one language you want to learn. It's hard to express in them in communicate.
Do most captains, doctors, and scientists communicate in the same language as their original language?
Pardon? Would you please repeat the question again?
Do most captains, doctors, and scientists communicate in the same language as their original languages?
How can you prove that the captain and doctors and they communicate in their native language? Because according to the data that we find they also generally speak in the dominant language.
Religion can be spread through many ways, but not culture.
Culture can be explained in many ways, such as buildings, art, or video, music, etc. But our evidence proves that some indigenous languages is combined or linked to the medicinal knowledge in their culture. Does it mean that the people whose languages have been reduced and their children need to learn these languages in order to communicate?
In our opinion, people choose to learn dominant language because they want to earn for a better life and they want to have better career choices. So the reduce of languages didn't force the children to choose. It's their own choices in their life.
Is the main purpose of language is to communicate with others?
Yes. Do we have the direct evidence for learning a new language will make society better or environment better?
Yes, we have some research that we found that people who use a dominant language and can have more better career opportunities